In an age dominated by technological advancements, space exploration, and the continuous discovery of celestial wonders, the prospect of an asteroid collision with Earth is one that remains in the minds of scientists, futurists, and laypeople alike. Despite our constant advancements in space technology, we are still confronted with the terrifying notion that an asteroid impact could one day threaten the planet. This is a very real concern that has been brought into sharp focus by the likes of renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. Tyson's warnings about the potential risks posed by asteroids like Apophis have captured the imagination of people worldwide, as well as the attention of scientific communities. What Tyson and many others emphasize is that humanity must not underestimate the dangers that space objects, especially asteroids, could pose to life on Earth. While the idea of an asteroid striking Earth might seem like something straight out of a disaster movie, the science behind it is real, and the potential consequences of such an event are far from fictional. In a particularly memorable TV interview, Tyson elaborated on the possible scenario in which a 360-meter-wide asteroid from space could hit the Pacific Ocean off Santa Monica at speeds of 25,000 kilometers per hour, triggering catastrophic waves and global devastation. The sheer thought of massive waves washing over California's coastline and the possibility of the world being plunged into a state of chaos paints a grim picture of the future. However, it's not just a mere fantasy or an isolated concept. This kind of event could genuinely occur, and it's something that both scientists and the general public must take seriously. The asteroid at the center of these concerns is Apophis, an object that has garnered significant attention from astronomers and space agencies around the world. Apophis is an asteroid that first appeared on scientists' radar in 2004 when it was discovered to be potentially dangerous. Initially, it appeared as though the asteroid might not pose an immediate threat to Earth, with the all-clear being given for its first close approach in 2029. However, over time, the situation became more complicated as new findings indicated that the asteroid's trajectory might not be entirely predictable, especially when considering subsequent approaches. As Apophis continued to make its way through the solar system, astronomers began to realize that its orbit and the potential for impact could depend on a series of very specific variables. In particular, a phenomenon known as the keyhole has become a focal point for scientists studying Apophis. This keyhole refers to a small, theoretical region in space where the asteroid's trajectory could be altered by Earth's gravity during its close pass in 2029. If Apophis passes through this keyhole at a very specific angle, it could be deflected and set on a collision course with Earth in 2036. While the concept of the keyhole is not a physical entity but rather a theoretical area, the potential consequences of an impact cannot be understated. A collision with Earth, even if it occurs over the ocean, could trigger a series of events that would change the planet's landscape forever. The idea that the future of humanity might hinge on a tiny area of space, no larger than a pinpoint in the grand scheme of the universe, adds an unsettling level of tension to the situation. Asteroid impacts have happened in the past, and the history of these events demonstrates just how catastrophic they can be. For instance, around 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid, estimated to be around 15 kilometers in diameter, struck Earth in what is now known as the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The consequences of this impact were devastating, leading to the mass extinction of the dinosaurs and many other species. The Earth was plunged into chaos, with fires raging across continents, tsunamis flooding the coasts, and the atmosphere filled with toxic fumes and ash. The event led to a dramatic shift in the planet's climate, making it colder and uninhabitable for many species. This was a turning point in the history of life on Earth, marking the end of one era and the beginning of another. In more recent history, Earth has received several warnings that underscore the destructive potential of asteroids. One of the most famous events occurred on June 30, 1908, when an asteroid or comet exploded in the atmosphere above Tunguska, Siberia. The explosion unleashed an amount of energy that flattened thousands of square kilometers of forest, yet due to the remote location, there were no confirmed human casualties. However, the event left a lasting impression on scientists and the public alike, showing that even a relatively small asteroid could have an immense impact on Earth. The event served as a stark reminder that space objects can have destructive consequences, and their impact is not always predictable. Another more recent reminder of the potential danger came on February 15, 2013, when a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. This was not a large asteroid, only around 20 meters in size, yet the explosion was powerful enough to cause significant damage. The shockwave shattered windows across the city, injuring over 1,500 people, many of whom were struck by flying glass. The Chelyabinsk meteor, which entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded before reaching the ground, was a stark reminder that even smaller celestial bodies can cause considerable harm. If an object of a much larger size, such as Apophis, were to collide with Earth, the results would be catastrophic beyond imagination. Tyson's warnings about the potential impacts of Apophis have stirred considerable concern, especially regarding the asteroid's flyby in 2029. According to Tyson, if the asteroid were to collide with Earth, the consequences would be far-reaching. He envisions massive waves rising from the impact site, potentially reaching heights of 5 stories, rolling inland for miles. Cities and towns along the coast would be obliterated by the tsunamis, and a large portion of the western United States would be left in ruins. This scenario paints a picture of a future in which millions of people could lose their lives, and entire ecosystems could be destroyed. The estimated damage would run into trillions of dollars, and the economic repercussions would be felt worldwide. The devastation wouldn't end with the waves, however. According to Tyson and other scientists, the impact of such an asteroid could trigger a series of additional disasters. The asteroid's impact could potentially cause shifts in the Earth's crust, triggering massive earthquakes, including the feared big one along the San Andreas Fault. These earthquakes could further disrupt infrastructure, making rescue and recovery efforts nearly impossible. The aftermath of such an event would be a nightmare scenario, with widespread devastation stretching across entire regions of the United States. The rest of the world would not escape unscathed either, as the global impact could lead to environmental changes, economic collapse, and widespread instability. Fortunately, there is some good news: scientists are taking this threat seriously. Since the discovery of Apophis, astronomers and space agencies around the world, including NASA, have been working tirelessly to monitor the asteroid's trajectory and assess the likelihood of an impact. They have tracked Apophis through radar observations, carefully calculating its path to ensure that we can be prepared if the asteroid's orbit becomes more erratic. The fact that the risk of a collision in 2029 has been ruled out is a testament to the accuracy of these calculations and the advancements in our ability to track celestial objects. However, as Tyson and other experts caution, the threat is not entirely over. The keyhole, that tiny region in space where the asteroid's trajectory could change, remains a potential point of concern. If Apophis passes through the keyhole in 2029, it could alter the asteroid's course and set it on a collision path for 2036. The good news is that we have time to prepare. If a collision were to be predicted, we would have a 7-year window to take action. This may sound like plenty of time, but considering the enormity of the situation, every second would count. Plans would need to be set into motion to either divert the asteroid or evacuate vulnerable regions. The technology to potentially alter an asteroid's course is already in development, with NASA's DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, mission successfully proving that it is possible to nudge an asteroid off its path. Although this test involved a much smaller asteroid, it demonstrates that with the right tools and enough time, humanity could potentially prevent an asteroid impact. As we move closer to the 2029 flyby of Apophis, the world is keeping a close eye on its trajectory. Observations will continue, and further refinements to its predicted path will be made. The international community, including space agencies, scientists, and governments, will undoubtedly work together to ensure that we are prepared for any eventuality. The lessons learned from previous asteroid impacts, as well as the advances in space technology, will guide us as we navigate this potential threat. In conclusion, the possibility of an asteroid impact, while seemingly remote, is a very real concern that humanity must take seriously. The potential for a catastrophic event like the impact of Apophis to reshape the Earth cannot be understated. However, thanks to the tireless efforts of scientists, space agencies, and technological advancements, we are better equipped than ever to monitor and possibly prevent such a disaster. While we may not yet have all the answers, the fact that we are actively studying and understanding the potential risks of asteroids is a crucial step towards safeguarding our future. In the coming years, we may look back at the warnings of experts like Neil deGrasse Tyson and realize that it was their foresight that helped avert a disaster of cosmic proportions. Until then, we must continue to stay vigilant, informed, and prepared for whatever the universe might throw our way.